Tom Brady teaming up with a life-saving nonprofit years ago for a very personal reason, and he's never looked back. He has thrown for over 46 miles of passing yardage, 590 touchdowns, and 6 Super Bowl winners. But quarterback Tom Brady's biggest victories are far from the football field.
He does it so quietly, it's amazing. We get checks in the mail, and we know it's from him, but we just can't tell anyone.
Paul Dooley is the CEO of MatchingDonors.com, a New England-based nonprofit that matches living organ donors with transplant patients. The current wait for a kidney is some 7 to 10 years. On MatchingDonors.com, patients can receive a transplant as quickly as 6 months. MD has already saved over 600 lives. So what's Tom Brady's connection? Former college of San Mateo quarterback coach Tom Martinez.
Without Tom Martinez, there would be no Tom Brady in the NFL.
Martinez was Tom's mentor. The two talk weekly. He was his go-to guy whenever he needed a tune-up on his technique. Martinez was waiting for a kidney on MatchingDonors.com back in 2009, and that's when Brady stepped in.
He put it out to the entire world. He talked before the Super Bowl about matching donors and his need for Tom Martinez needing a transplant. We got a lot of donors that came in, hundreds of them. We had about 17 that matched Tom Martinez.
Sadly, Martinez died of a heart attack just 2 short weeks before his transplant in 2012. But 7 years later, Tom Brady has not forgotten. He quietly continues to auction off memorabilia and fundraise in his coach's memory for the Tom Martinez Goal Line Foundation, which raises awareness for organ donation and MatchingDonors.com.
He's never said no to us. He's never said no to the Martinez family. He's offered without us asking. He's such a great guy. He's an amazing, amazing, amazing person.
Charity should be a part of our DNA.
Tom Brady Sr. knew long ago that his son had a gift. Football was his sport. But while the San Mateo native was making his mark in the NFL, he never forgot his roots and all the hard work it took to get him there. Managing celebrity isn't easy, but Brady seems to be handling it very well.
Football is so transitory. It's something that he'll play for another 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years or whatever it might be. But the rest of his life, he's a part of the human race, and if he can help make everybody around him a little bit more happy or healthy or comfortable in their lives, that's what he would like to do.
MatchingDonors.com has over 15,000 current donors on their list. They average about 15 to 20 new donors a day. The day Tom signed on, over 600 new donors flooded the website. And his presence now 7 years later after Tom Martinez passed away, as you can see, still making a big difference in people's lives. So as I mentioned off the top, if you don't think athletes are role models, Tom Brady is a role model.
Do you have any idea how many people are waiting in the U.S. for a transplant?
Yeah, the registry right now, there's 114,000 people waiting for kidneys, for hearts, for lungs, for everything. And sadly, about 8,000 die each year. That's 22 a day. So whatever we can do and what Tom is doing is really making a big difference.